It's super obvious in CFB 25 that some positions and archetypes develop faster than others. So we continue in our series of testing that theory. In this video, we'll cover tight ends and then also safeties, testing our archetypes and which one developed the fastest. We dropped the video already on the O-line. Y'all let me know down in the comments what position group y'all want to see next, and I'll drop a video on that. If y'all enjoying the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitch. We are live streaming over there. All right, so similar to last experiment, we will sim the career of these players, man. Y'all told me to do tight end and y'all wanted to see safeties as well, so this is what we got for y'all. So for tight ends, we're only going to do gems. Last time we did gems and regular. For tight ends, we're only going to do the gems because I generally feel like if that tight end is not a gem, do not bring them in, man. The skill cast for tight end is crazy. It's the strictest out of any position group, man, by far. If you get a gem or you get a tight end that's a bust, they're going to max out like a 72 overall, even if they're a 4-star. No other position group in the game does that. So I recommend, like I said, if he's not a gem, you probably do not want to recruit him at tight end. Whether he's a 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, if he's not a gem, I would not recruit him. So here we're only going to do gems, and we have a vertical threat, then we also have a blocking, and we have a possession tight end, man. Just going off my experience, I'm sure y'all seen the same. Vertical threat tight ends do not really develop, man. It's tough. It's tough. You'll see a blocking tight end hit the 90s, 80s, high 80s. Vertical, I have not seen many. Possessions, they develop a little bit better than the vertical, but the vertical by far, we're going to test it, but by far from my experience is the worst. And now come over here to the safeties. For this, we have 6 of them we're going to look at, man. So we have 3 gems and then 3 normals. They're not a bust, they're not a gem, that in between, and we have 2 of each archetype. So you got the run stop, you got the hybrid, and then you got the zone, and we got them at free safety and then also strong safety, hybrid, zone, and run stop, all 4-stars. Every single player here we're looking at is going to be a 4-star, and we can also now see their development traits. So star, impact, normal is what it is. And then looking at the safeties, we got impact, also another impact, and then star development. Let's look at the tight ends, and then our tight ends is going to be star, impact, and elite development on the possession tight end. I know development trait is not the say all be all. The skill cast matter a lot more, man. Especially we're gonna redshirt these guys the first year, so it's all gonna be that off-season training development that pretty much is gonna have an impact on their overall. So these are the guys overall. We actually got them on campus, and 74, 73, and 72 for all the tight ends. Remember, they're all gems, and this is the overalls they're coming in. From 72 to 74, and then looking at the safeties, let's see what they come in at. So 75, 74, and then also 75, and then our strong safety 75, 74, and then 73. So from 73 to 75, all in that range is where our safeties are starting off at. Let's go ahead. We're going to redshirt every single one of these players their first season, and we're going to advance the season to all-season training next year and just see how they all develop after the first season. See who stands out, man. So important thing to note about the safeties. The one reason I wanted to do this position group because the hybrid safeties, I love them, man. They have the best attributes, but people have been saying they don't develop the best, and I've seen it also, man. I have a hybrid safety in my Timbu series. Go check that out, and he has not developed at all since we got him. But his attributes look amazing, man. High speed, 96 on the speed, zone man coverage, great. Even has good press coverage for a hybrid safety, man. Looks the best out of all of them. But the reason that they don't develop is if you press triangle on them and you come over here to their ratings and you look here, like for them to actually upgrade, you see in the middle of the screen to say 7 coins to upgrade his pass coverage, 6 for the run support, 5 for the hands, and then 6 for the power. The quickness can't go up, but that is 12. Super expensive. When you compare it, if we just go back and then we look at our other guy that we just brought in, he's a zone safety. Let's look at the zone safety. See how Cortez could upgrade. 1. It costs 1 to upgrade his zone coverage. It costs 1 to upgrade his hands. 6 to upgrade the run support. 2 to upgrade the power. And 5 to upgrade the man. Everything for the hybrid safety was so much more expensive. Then you come over here and you look at the run support. And this is the safety I like the least out of all of them. But it's also cheap. To upgrade the run support is 2. To upgrade the IQ, 2. Power, 2. Pass coverage, 5. Hands, 1. And now we're going to come back over here to the hybrid safety. And look, man, it is just super expensive to upgrade him. And look, 5, 7, 6, 5, 6, the lowest is a 5 compared to some of these other positions. The lowest is 1, and then they got multiple 1s. So for, you know, the hybrid safety, for them to upgrade, it just takes a lot longer. They need a lot more XP for them to upgrade. And the bar, I know my face screen is kind of covering. When that bar fills up and they get 1 coin and go in the top right corner, you see it's at 0. You know, literally that run support could upgrade to a higher overall instantly. This guy, he need 5 coins just to upgrade once. So it's crazy how much faster some of these other position groups can upgrade. So that's what we're dealing with. You know, we're going to advance and see how they actually develop. But in theory, these hybrid safeties is probably going to develop a lot slower than just the other 2 position groups. Also worth looking at our tight ends, and we got super unlucky. Y'all seen they always gems. And look at the rating caps, man. Like, impact development, 4-star. And I mean, he could get a little bit better, but wow, like the rating caps are just brutal for a 4-star gem, man. Like, route running could go up a little bit, but it's still horrible. Like 60 route running, maybe get into the 70s. Hands could get a little bit better, up by 1, like just bad. And you come over here and look at, all of them are pretty bad. Even Dion right here, who has the elite development trait, 4-star, and his is the best out of all of them. His is the best. But like, why do they overall start pretty much at their full potential compared to other position groups? Like, I feel like tight end overall just, like, if you look at the safety, all of these bars was far to the left. Like, they had so much more they could improve on. They could get a lot better as a player. These tight ends, they come in pretty much at their full potential. And maybe it's like that in real life. Maybe that's why they do it. But at least he could get a little bit better with his route running. Also, his IQ. Blocking, that's important. Hands cannot improve. He's maxed out when it comes to his hands. And then our last guy, this is going to be the vertical threat. And he has the star development, 4-star. And he could only get better as a blocker, essentially. Route running could go up 2, and other than that, he could just become a better blocker. But his overall is going to max out at what? 80? If we lucky? Maybe 80? Like, none of these guys are going to be super elite players, but let's advance. Last thing to note before we advance is our coach build, man. So we have motivator, hit, or offseason defensive coordinator, so that's going to help boost that offseason training. Tier 3 right there, off-season training for tight ends, and then also our defensive back, so expect that. And then for our head coach, it's the Coach Belichick build. But we did go into archetype, and we do have tier 2 for the defensive backs. So in theory, our safety, when they level up, they could have the chance to unlock a random skill cap. So I just want to make sure y'all aware of that. So, and then also we have the motivator defensive back. So we have tier 3 for that as well. We do not have it for our tight ends, but we have it for our coordinators, like I mentioned. And then we also got talent developer for our defensive backs. So lower rated defensive backs will progress faster, and then also starting defensive backs will gain XP faster. In the last video, some of y'all suggested I shouldn't do Georgia's because too many players are going to go to the NFL at that position group, and it's going to throw off the experiment. So what we're doing is we're making sure no one goes to the NFL at any of those positions. Defensive back, and then also tight end. We won't have anyone go to the league, and that'll essentially boost the training for those position groups. So we will make sure that don't happen. All right, so we hit off-season training, and let's look here at the tight ends first. So our blocking tight end jumps up to an 82 overall. The only issue is he's going to be highest tight end, but he is maxed out. He could go up 2 more. His block can go up 2 more, and then he is maxed out as a player. And that's not great. That's not great. He'll essentially just keep upgrading his abilities at that point. Our other 2 tight ends, our possession is up to a 79, and just as expected, our vertical threat is up to a 75. Like I said, they just seem to develop the worst. And he would never go up in overall pretty much, man. His blocking could get better, but as a vertical threat tight end, he cannot get better. Catching, route running, speed, those things. So he is kind of just stuck off. He's not going to progress the rest of this whole thing, man. The possession tight end, can he continue to go up a little bit? Elite development, and he could get a little bit better. Blocking, route running, he could get a little bit better at being a possession tight end. All right, so let's look at our safeties. So we do have our run support safety jumping up to an 82 overall. We're looking at the true overall in the top right corner, by the way, not the one in the middle of the screen. That's going to be with the tactician boost. And then our zone safety is up to an 80, and then our hybrid safety is up to a 78. So he is the lowest. He is up to a 78, worst safety in the room. And then looking at the strong safety positions, our run support, once again, jumping up to a highest. He's up to an 81. Then our zone guys up to a 79. And once again, our hybrid safety is last place at a 75. He literally went up like 1-2 overalls, man. I don't even think he went up much at all, man. Damn. And as they continue to upgrade, these abilities get more expensive. So one thing to keep in mind. So it's only going to be harder for him to develop, man. Like I said, some of these guys, it cost them 1 point for them to go up in overall. And you know, two. Even here, he's an 81 after the boost, and it's still fairly cheap for him to continue to upgrade. Yet he is a what is his ability? He's a zone safety, and for him to upgrade his zone, it costs 2. So it's so cheap for him to continue to go up. All right, so we're going to advance to year 2, and we're going to start a few of these guys, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the 2 hybrid safeties. We need to give them as much of a chance as possible for them to go up in overall. So we're actually going to start the hybrid safeties and let them get that training in season and watch they still get out progressed by these other safeties. And like I said, we're going to start the hybrid safeties at both free and strong safety, and the other ones will be the backups. And then for the tight ends, we're not going to play any of them. You know, why not? Let's not play any of them this year. All right, another year of off-season training, and we're good, man. The tight ends are looking good. The blocking tight end, Cook, is up to an 87 overall, man, and he is actually not maxed out. He get a little bit better. He got one more upgrade he could get for his blocking, and he could become maybe 89. Like, this one upgrade might take him all the way to an 89, maybe 90. Somewhere in that range, and then his abilities can continue to get better. Then our physical tight end, he is not maxed out also, man. He could continue to get better. Elite development 4-star. He is up to an 84 overall. Then you get into our vertical tight end. All gems, remember, all gems. He is damn near maxed out. He could get better at blocking, but like I said, the blocking is not going to change his overall much, man. Not going to change overall much at all. So he's up to a 78 overall. He's probably going to max out like 79, 80 once he get that last final upgrade. Come over here to the safeties. Let's look how they're developing, man. 86 overall for our zone safety. Then 85 overall for our run stopping safety. Well, where is our hybrid safety? He's an 80. Not progressing, man. Just not progressing. It's too expensive, man. It just costs too much for him to progress, man. Now looking at the strong safeties, run support, once again, he is up to a 87 overall. Zone safety, 84. Doing good, man. Doing good. Where is our hybrid safety? He is up to a 78. Just not progressing, man. It's just way too expensive for these guys to continue to progress. They can't compete with other position groups, or excuse me, the other archetypes. You're better off moving these hybrid safeties to either corner or maybe even linebacker somewhere. Just can't put them at safety. They're not going to progress. So we send into next season. Remember, we started the hybrid safeties. They started. We're going to start them once again and watch that they will not develop. Even though they're getting the most possible XP, they're still going to be the lowest overall. Even though I love their attributes, they just don't develop. Got to move them over to corner. All right, so junior year for all of our players, man. And our tight end's up to a 93, man. What the hell? He was just at like an 87, and now he's up to a 90. Okay, so it looks like he's unlocked some skill caps, man. It looks like it. Maybe I'm tripping. I feel like the blocking skill cap went up a little bit, and now he's up to a 93. The only thing I could think of, increase all skill caps for rising seniors. He's not a senior, he's a junior. And maybe they consider him a senior because he's a redshirt soft or a redshirt junior. But it's clear as day that some of these tendencies are out progression others, man. 93 overall. 84 for our possession. He's maxed out at this point. I believe he is. Let's check. Is he maxed out? And he is not. He can continue, he get a little bit better. He's not the starter. Maybe that's why he's not progressing. And then also our vertical threat, he is maxed out. He cannot get any better, man. He is maxed out at that 78 overall. All right, now let's look at our safeties. Zone guys up to 86. Run support 85. I don't think they went up in overall, man. I think they've been the same overall since last season. So it is what it is. But Mike Long, the hybrid, he progressed a little bit. 83. Not that far behind. 85 to 83 is not that far behind, but he still is in last. We look at the strong safeties, same theme. The run support is up to 89, and then also the zone is up to 86. Then you look at the hybrid safety, he is up to a 78. So he is not progressing. in all these situations, the run support is still on last, and he could continue to get better. It's not like he's completely maxed out. The caps are bad. For him to be Jim, these are bad caps, but he could get better. Like, he is not anywhere close to his full potential, and he will not reach his full potential just because he's that hybrid safety. And we're going to advance to these guys senior year. I imagine that tight end, that 93 overall, he's probably going to go to the NFL. He probably will not see his senior year, man. All right, senior year, and we got a first-round draft pick at tight end and also at safety. 91 overall, the run support. I'm going to try to convince him to come back. Failed very low and then also extremely low. We're probably not going to be able to get any of these guys to come back. But let's note, obviously, our strong safety, run support. He went to the NFL as a 91 overall. And that's great, man. That's what we want to see here. All right, so last year of training results, everyone's a senior or they went to the NFL. And Ish is up to an 80, man. He did, I think okay. He progressed a little bit more. A 80 overall is not good. That is not good for a 4-star, man. That is not good for a 4-star gym. Vertical threat tight end, and other guys up to an 84. He has not progressed in like the last 2 years. So it's you clearly see who is progressing the most out of all these players. He also got some caps unlocked, man. The rising seniors, that ability is very tough, man. That's the best ability, or one of my favorite abilities in the game. And looking at our safeties, obviously one of them went to the NFL, but none of our free safeties went. And it's actually, the margin is a lot closer, man. A lot closer. Zone safety is up to an 85. Run support, he's up to an 85. Is he like maxed out? Because he just stopped progressing. He is not maxed out. He just stopped progressing now, and that'll happen sometimes. Mike Long has officially caught him, and I will argue Mike Long's stats probably is the best. Coverages is more well-rounded. 65 zone, 93, 97 man. It's like, damn, your zone is so high, but the man coverage I can't do. Also, tackling is in a solid spot. Hit power is high on that zone safety. But tackling is in a solid spot for the hybrid guy. I like how balanced the hybrid guys are. My issue is they just don't progress. Come over here to the strong safeties. Obviously, one of them already went to the NFL, the run support, and then our zone guys up to an 88. Hybrid guy, 80. Like, just not progressing, man. Every situation here, the hybrids and the hybrid safeties are just not going up, man. So we'll sim to the next season draft to see who gets drafted, what round it goes in, and pretty much their overall, the time that they leave college, their redshirt senior year. All right, so we're at the players leaving screen, and we can now see if our player's going to make the NFL. Tight ends, no. Only the blocking tight end went to NFL, man. He was the only one. The vertical is going to max out as an 80, and the possession was an 84. And let's look at the safeties. Any of these guys going to the NFL. So projected 7th round draft pick for our zone safety. Our run support went up to an 86. Hybrid 85. Didn't progress anymore. Then looking at our zone safety, he's up to a 91. He's projected to go in the 2nd round. Hybrid safety 80 overall, man. That's not great. That is not great, man. We're projected to have, at least a zone guy, and then also we already had the run support guys. So 2 of our zone guys are going to go to the NFL, and one of the run supports went in the 1st round. This guy, he probably won't make it as an 86 overall. He got all these abilities, and that's what happened, man. If y'all don't know, they'll either upgrade your abilities or your overall. This situation, he got so many abilities. They upgraded his abilities and stopped upgrading his overall. And this will happen sometimes. Like, he could get a lot better as a player. They could have upgraded his ratings and he could have been a 91, 92 overall. But they went the abilities route, and now he got pretty much all his abilities that he could get, which is cool. Playing with him in game would be, fun with these abilities, but I'd rather them upgrade the ratings over the abilities because it'll help pro potential, all of that. I'd rather have the ratings than the abilities. Then these are the draft results, man. I got one in the 2nd round and the 6th round. Our 2 safeties, zone, and then also the other zone safety, the run support, didn't make it. But if y'all enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all let me know down below what positions y'all want to see next, and I'll drop that video as soon as possible. Click the video on the screen now for my temporary build.